Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alexis Archbold, and I'm the Assistant Dean of the JD program here at the Law School, and I'm also your Master of Ceremonies at our Convocation Reception and Award Ceremony. To start off our program, I'd like to invite Dean Ed Iacobucci to provide you with welcoming remarks.
Thank you, Alexis. I want to begin by acknowledging this land on which the University of Toronto operates. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit River. Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we're grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. Graduates, it's an honor for me to welcome you today. You're probably not all that eager to hear from me twice in an hour, but I will be relatively brief. I just want to say, I face a dilemma not unlike the one you faced in your law school exams. I have a lot I would like to say, but only a limited time to say it. This is a special class, and I know you're thinking, I bet he says that to all the classes. And you'd be right, I do. But here's a couple of reasons why you're special. You're the best graduating law class in the country, and given that the admission standards keep going up, probably the best graduating class in Canadian history. But on top of that, you've been great to have here inside the classroom and outside the classroom. Each class has its own distinct personality, and this one will be fondly remembered. I'm going to single out two of our award winners today as examples. Solomon McKenzie, our valedictorian, has been a remarkable community leader, giving many of us, myself included, the benefits of his intelligence, industry, and judgment that provides, I think, new reason to think about the wisdom of Solomon. Josh Favel, our Dean's Key winner, has been an important leader as well, both as a co-president of the Indigenous Law Students Association, an association that has borne, I think, a significant share of the responsibilities for helping educate us about Indigenous life in this country, and we've learned a lot from their efforts, and he's been leading that charge, and we're much appreciated for that. He also was a wonderful leader of the Callahan Moot and managed to keep it on the rails when it was threatening to derail. So he provides new reason to think about the wisdom of Josh. So thank you both for your contributions, but I single them out not only for their individual contributions, but as emblematic of the kind of community spirit that this class demonstrated. So you, generally graduates, are the latest members of the most interesting club, I think, that one can belong to, and that's the University of Toronto Faculty of Law alumni. To give you a sense of possibilities, think about our most recent Distinguished Alumni Award winners. Herb Solway, he graduated in the class of 1955 at a time when Jewish lawyers were not especially welcome at many Toronto law firms. By being a founder and a leader over decades of Goodman's, he not only helped build one of Toronto's and Canada's most successful firms, but he changed the legal profession forever. Along the way, he also helped bring the Blue Jays to Toronto, so we honor him for that as well. Melissa Kennedy of the class of 1987 raised two teenage boys on her own after losing her husband suddenly, yet while doing so built a remarkable career. She's a leader of the Canadian In-House Counsel Bar, serving as Chief Legal Officer at Sun Life. She's also a strong advocate for diversity in the profession, co-founding the influential Legal Leaders for Diversity organization. Well equipped with your talent, education, you've got the opportunity to do similarly great things with impact not just on the law and on the legal profession, but on our society generally. But aside from the graduates, today's guests deserve the most thanks for the success we are celebrating. The support of friends and family is instrumental to the kinds of academic careers that our graduating students have had, and we appreciate everything that you've done to help your loved ones along. So thank you to friends, family, and loved ones for that. In closing, graduates, I hope, first of all, that you stay in touch with each other, and I also hope that you stay in touch with us. All the best for the future, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Iacobucci. It's now my pleasure to announce several awards recognizing the top academic achievement in our graduating class. At this time, I will ask our award recipients to join us on the stage. Dean Yacobucci will present the awards with the help of Kim Snell, our Manager of Experiential Education, and Vanessa Sears, our Assistant Registrar. The Angus McMurtry Gold Medal and the Gallant Hoe Prize are awarded to the student in the graduating year with the highest cumulative average while at law school. This year, the gold medal goes to Nicholas Martin. The WPM Kennedy Silver Medal is awarded to the student in the graduating class with the second highest cumulative average while at law school. This year's silver medal goes to Christopher Pushkash. The James B. Milner Bronze Medal is awarded to the student in the graduating class with the third highest cumulative average while at law school. This year's bronze medal goes to Matthew Elder. The Gerald W. Schwartz Medals are awarded to the students in the graduating class achieving the highest cumulative averages over 4 years in the combined JD MBA program. This year's gold medal for the student with the highest cumulative average in the JD MBA program is awarded to Gordon Vance. This year's silver medal for the student with the second highest cumulative average in the JD MBA program goes to Jordan Benatar. And this year's bronze medal for the student with the third highest cumulative average in the JD MBA program is awarded to Caitlin Everson. The Justice Michael J. Moldaver Prize is awarded each year to the student standing first in the third-year class. This year we have a tie for the top spot. The Moldaver Prizes for first place go to Holly Kallmeyer and Nicholas Martin. The Class of 1967 prizes are awarded to the students standing second and third in the third-year class. Because we have a tie for first place this year, we're not awarding a prize for second place. The Class of 1967 prize for standing third in third year goes to Lin Hui Lin Tay. The Stephanie Fleur Cousin Medal for mooting is awarded to a student who has demonstrated outstanding performance in the mooting program and a strong commitment as both a participant and coach. This year, the medal for mooting goes to two students, Tori Noonan and Christopher Pushkas. The Dean Cecil A. Wright Key is presented to the student who has displayed the greatest interest in extracurricular work of an academic nature. This year's Dean's Key is awarded to Josh Fable for his academic excellence and significant contributions to the school, including, among other things, as a top mooter, as co-president of the Indigenous Law Students Association, and editor-in-chief of the Indigenous Law Journal. Congratulations to our academic award recipients. It's now my pleasure to call on Rachel Chan and Mark Leonard, both members of the class of 2019, who will present several awards that were chosen by their classmates in the graduating class.
Hello, everyone. The first award I would like to present is the Mewett Teaching Award, named after Alan Mewett, a particularly beloved professor who taught here for many years. Each year, this award goes to a faculty member for excellence in teaching. This year, the award goes to Professor Carol Rogerson. Professor Rogerson takes the time to get to know all of her students, no matter how big the class. Her passion for teaching family law shines through every lecture as she breaks down challenging legal concepts with ease and engages classrooms in debate. Professor Rogerson, it has been an honor and a delight to learn from you. Recently, the graduating class created an award to recognize the staff person who has shown extraordinary commitment to assisting students. This year, the award goes to Yukimi Henry, our manager, academic, personal counseling, and wellness. Yukimi was chosen because she has played an instrumental role in assisting students with their mental health needs and making the law school a more accessible community. She is uniquely positioned to understand the problems that law students face due to her experience as a former U of T law student and her training in social work. Above all, she is an amazing listener who genuinely cares about her students.
It is my pleasure to announce the John Willis Award, named in honor of John Willis, professor at the Faculty of Law from 1949 to 1972, and the Gina Caldarelli Memorial Prize for School Spirit, established in memory of Gina Caldarelli, who is a member of the class of 1997. These awards recognize a JD student who has made substantial and meaningful contributions to the law school and has best demonstrated interest in the well-being of their classmates. This year, the John Willis and Gina Caldarelli Awards go to Solomon Mackenzie, not only because of his tireless work advocating for students through his involvement in Out in Law, the Black Law Students Association, and the Students' Law Society, but also because of his commitment to getting to know every student at this law school and making sure that every student feels supported throughout their experience here. He has truly put his heart and soul into this community, and I could not be more proud to present this honor to him now. It is also my pleasure to announce the class valedictorian. The valedictorian is chosen by the graduating class as the student who best exemplifies the law school leadership and spirit. I am delighted to announce that, for all the reasons I just shared with you, this year's valedictorian is Saul Mackenzie.
Thank you so much. Thank you again. Hi, folks. Everyone warm out there? Yeah. Can I get another round of applause for everyone who's won a prize so far today? If you'd like to hoot or holler at any point during this, please feel free to do so. Exactly. So congrats, folks. We've done it. Class of 2019, we are alumni of U of T Law. Today, I want to take stock of how we got here, thank our traveling companions and guides, and think about where and how we'll adventure on. This is a day for pride. Pride in ourselves for this amazing achievement, pride in ourselves in the knowledge that it was worth the thousands of pages of reading, more cricket-based law than any of us could ever imagine, and enough exam-soft freezing heart palpitations to make up for at least one decent collective heart attack. Since the halcyon days of legal methods, we've survived exams, mystery surprise grade releases, gates, ironic clique self-branding, countless socials, and a lifetime's worth of pieces of pizza. We've transformed from academic keeners to professional interviewers to globetrotters and compassionate curb managers. I think I speak for us all when I say that law school feels as if it has lasted for 2 months and a decade. Further, we should have pride not only in our academic studies, but in our fundraising, our moot performances, our journal editing, our club leadership, our part-time jobs, our parenting, and our multi-talented stage performances. We should be in awe of our ability to crush it professionally and academically while also giving back to the law school community and beyond. Today is also a day to say thank you and sorry to parents, partners, friends, family, and roommates. You've survived our highs and lows, our burgeoning eye-roll-inducing Latin-tinged vocabulary, and what exams did to our schedules, temperament, and overall coherence. Thank you for your patience and support. This is also a day to say thank you to faculty, staff lawyers, adjuncts, and coaches who make this institution a bright spot in legal education. Thank you for your exceptional tutelage, your patient response to our hypotheticals, and for the many and polite ways you've all come up with to say, that is incorrect. How did you possibly get that from the course readings? We thank you for your patience and support. It's also a chance to say thank you to staff, from the engaging CAF staff, to the mental health services that kept us afloat, to the librarians who provided us with invaluable research support, to the staff who ensured that we had new dog friends to post on Instagram, to the Career Development Office who ensured that Uncle Scotia and TD don't send us to debtor's prison, and to the dean, assistant deans, and staff who keep the gears turning. Thank you for giving this school the texture and feel of home. Lastly, today is a day to remember. Remember the loved ones who didn't get to see us graduate today. The folks who crossed oceans, fought in wars, exposed us to talent, and provided us with uncompromising love and support. Their successes and their sacrifices shine through us all today. In thinking about today, I turned to one of my personal heroes, Bayard Rustin, civil rights leader, right-hand man to Martin Luther King Jr., and fierce defender of LGBTQ2S+ rights. I often think about the courage that it took for Bayard Rustin to engage in civil disobedience and be publicly gay in a time when this could, and ultimately did, lead to incarceration. In discussing his motivations, Bayard Rustin would recall a time he was boarding a segregated bus and a child reached out to play with his necktie, only to be reprimanded by his mother. Bayard noted, "If I go and sit in the back of the bus now, that child, who was so innocent of race relations that it was going to play with me, will have seen so many blacks go to the back of the bus and sit quietly that it's going to end up thinking, they like it back there. I've never seen anybody protest against it. I owe it to that child, not only to my own dignity, I owe it to that child that it should be educated to know that blacks do not want to go sit at the back." I love this thought because it shows us that there is rarely anything as brave and transformative as being yourself publicly and assertively. What's more, it shows that through empathy, we can communicate diverse perspectives. It is only by beginning with the experiences that connect us that we can have the frank and heartfelt exchanges that will help us reshape the world. So how will we reshape the world? How will we use our identities and experience to affect change? What connects us? We are stepping out into a world that is facing novel and unprecedented legal, political, and environmental challenges that will require unprecedented cooperation on every level, global to local. But we are also unprecedented, unprecedentedly interconnected, unprecedentedly diverse, and now equipped with some of the best legal education in North America. Our interconnectedness has provided us with a constant ability to support each other. I can't list the number of times a kind soul has DM'd me notes, or I've watched a peer message a colleague during a difficult life moment, or I've watched inclusive community spaces spring up around March Madness or character deaths on Game of Thrones. At our best, our interconnection has provided us with the ability to be incredibly open, incredibly supportive, and fearlessly loyal to our friends. These are traits that I hope that we take forward into our working lives so that we can remember to reach backwards and sideways to our friends, family, and peers through their successes, trials, and tribulations. We are also diverse. Our class is 50-50 women and men. Almost 30% of us identify as racialized. A quarter of us were born outside of Canada, and 50% of us are second-generation Canadians. We're also trailblazers. A whopping 80% of us are the first person in our family to attend law school. I think we can all give testimonials to moments where classmates have drawn upon their personal life experiences to help unravel the mysteries of the law and provide a broader understanding of the many impacts of our profession. I hope that is not a contentious statement of principle, that studying in a diverse school has improved all of our education, and that our success here is a stirring case for business talent and moral case for diversity. We have just completed exceptional legal training that positions us fantastically to take our first steps into one of the most empowered professions on the planet. We have the great honor of joining a profession that will push us, stress us, challenge us, but it will allow for the potential to soar to great heights. Moreover, we're joining a profession that has tools that the wider world seems to be sorely lacking right now. We are a profession built on truth, trust, and honor. As lawyers, we need to not only vociferously advocate for our clients, but understand our friends' positions, be honest to the court, and most importantly, we understand that it is often preferable to build bridges and find connections rather than to fight it out. Our interconnection, our diversity, our education places us ideally to tackle the many issues that could use our attention. As U of T law grads, our success will rely on us having our friends and peers' backs, standing up for what is right, and thinking expansively and constructively about how we can build a legal profession that reflects our personal understanding of what is healthy and just. I'm so excited to see how you will all take your first steps down a path to excellence. However, during it all, I hope that we remember to be gentle with ourselves. I know that the drive that got us to, through, and beyond U of T law will lead us to great success. But we also need to remember to disconnect, to take deep breaths, to take time to let life pass. I hope that we remember that interconnection means that we can seek support, that as diverse as we are bonded together deeply by shared experience, and that just because we can do it alone doesn't mean we should. So as we graduate today, I want to say one more thank you. Thank you to every member of the class of 2019 for being unapologetically and vociferously yourselves, for being some of the most engaging and driven people on the face of the planet. I could not imagine more perfect peers and colleagues. I'd like to leave you with a quote which has a call and response. So if you feel comfortable, it requires you to say a non-religious amen. You know what, let's give it a test run. So I'm gonna say, can I get an amen? Amen. Oh, we can do better than that. Can I get an amen? Amen. Amazing. So in the words of supermodel, actor, and drag queen of the world, RuPaul, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen? Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you so much, Saul. The Hail and Farewell speech is given by a professor chosen by the graduating class to send them off with a few words. I'm happy to announce that this year's Hail and Farewell speech will be given by Professor Carol Rogerson.
When I received the email telling me that the graduating class had chosen me to give the Hail and Farewell address, my first thought was, why would they choose me? I'm not funny, I'm not entertaining, I'm not at all what anyone would call the life of the party, and I had always assumed that those were the qualities students wanted in someone who was going to give the Hail and Farewell address. Me, I know what to do when I'm lecturing in a classroom, and I'm very honored to have received this year's MUIT Teaching Award. But take me away from my family law lecture notes or my con law notes, and what do I have to say to you? Those were the thoughts that ran through my head. But choose me you did, and you're not irrational creatures, so there must have been a reason. And as I thought about it, it dawned on me that at least part of that reason was that this convocation marks a significant transition, not only for you, but also for me. It is a graduation of sorts for both of us, and I'm very touched that in selecting me, you recognize that. You are leaving the law school to begin your careers as lawyers, and I am at the other end of my career path, leaving the law school and moving into retirement. This was my last year of full-time teaching. Although I will teach one course for each of the next 2 years, the end of full-time teaching feels like a significant turning point for me, and it makes you a very special class. I have taught many of you, in many cases more than once. A good number of you were in my first-year constitutional law class, a brutally difficult course, if I do say so myself. And many more of you have been in my family law classes. You are likely the last class who will have had me as a first-year instructor, and you are certainly the last law school class that I will see through from first year until third year and graduation. I have watched with great interest and pleasure, and something that almost resembles maternal pride, your transformation from baby law students on day one of law school to confident professionals. Seeing that transformation is something that I will miss. You have been a fabulous class to teach. I am in awe of your boundless energy, the liveliness of your minds, your curiosity, your commitment to social justice, and your general good humor. You have taught me many things. But for you, I would not know about WhatsApp, and that's serious, thanks to Saul in a constitutional law class. Nor would I know about the pastafarians, unless Daniel Milton had told me. Pastafarians who are adherents of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, and who actually raise very challenging questions about what is a religion. More seriously, you have kept me young, at least in mind, and in touch with new ways of looking at the world that are going to shape both the legal profession and the development of law. One of my great pleasures this past semester was reading your family law exams, and I must say, I would never say that reading final exams is one of my great pleasures. But this past semester, one of my great pleasures was how you turned what you learned in family law into a guidebook called Family Law: What Millennials Need to Know. And what you did is you incorporated the modes of social media, you incorporated Beyonce lyrics, lots of humor, and anecdotal snapshots of your own complicated romantic and domestic lives. You are enormously creative and have great capacity to think outside the existing legal box, and I look forward to seeing what you will make of the legal profession. Perhaps more lawyers and lattes. And if you don't know what lawyers and lattes are, Google it. Interesting transformation in the delivery of legal services. So what can I, who am nearing the end of my career in law, say to you who are beginning yours? I have already taught you everything I know about constitutional law and family law, and perhaps you will remember some of it, although likely very little. Maybe you will be left with a vague awareness that we have a federal division of powers. From family law, what may really have sunk in is that you should worry about bringing a matrimonial home into marriage, and that if you have lived with someone for 3 years, the law will likely regard you as spouses, even if you don't see your own relationship that way. Beyond that, what advice or words of wisdom about life and law can I give you in about a minute or less now? On my own desk, I keep a quotation from Abraham Lincoln that I came across in my reading a few years ago that somehow really resonated with me. And so I have decided that that is the bit of wisdom that I will pass on to you today. In a slightly modified form, the quotation reads, "Discourage litigation. Persuade your neighbors to compromise whenever you can. Point out to them how the nominal winner is often a real loser in fees, expenses, and waste of time. As a peacemaker, the lawyer has a superior opportunity of being a good person. There will still be business enough. Why does this quotation speak to me, and I hope to you? First, it asks us to think about a good lawyer as a peacemaker, not someone who flames conflict, but as someone who is a creative problem solver. This idea is, of course, so relevant to family law, the area that I work in, but I think it captures more generally an idea of good lawyering that our legal system is desperately in need of. However, the quotation also resonates with me because it links being a good lawyer with being a good person. And here I find myself saying many of the same things that Justice Moldaver said to you in his speech today, and it's probably no coincidence because these are the thoughts that occur to someone when they are nearing the end of their professional career. For myself, as someone who is very much in the position of looking back and reflecting upon what makes for a successful and satisfying career, I find that what looms large at the end of the day is your personal integrity and your personal reputation. The important questions you end up asking yourself are not, in my case, did I write enough articles, craft the perfect lecture, or in the case of a lawyer, win enough cases, bring in enough billings. But were you a good person? Were you helpful, kind, generous, compassionate? These are the things that you will be remembered for and which will give you the most satisfaction as you reflect upon your careers. Now, all of this is getting way too serious. I did warn you that I wasn't funny. In closing, I want to emphasize what a happy day this is. A happy day for you, the graduating class, for your friends and family, and for me as well, as I say farewell to what I think of as my last crop of law students, inadvertently funny, and reflect upon the joys of having taught you and look forward to the changes you will bring to the legal profession. Farewell, and please keep in touch.
Thank you, Carol, for providing us with a wonderful close to our program. On behalf of the law school, I'd like to thank you all for joining us and to extend one more warm congratulations to our fabulous graduating class. Graduates, please make sure that you pick up your class composites in the John Willis room just here before you leave the law school today. Thank you, everyone, for sharing this fabulous day with us. Take care.